And we are back, dear viewers, on this beautiful evening. We're joined by a phone call by Dr. Anwar Al-Kandari, a researcher at Dasman Diabetes Institute. Good evening to you, doctor.
Hi, good evening. Thank you for having me today.
You're most welcome. I hope you are having a beautiful evening, and we'd love to know all about KFAS and the collaboration with Dasman Diabetes and more about your research and the type of work you do.
Yeah, sure. So my research looks at the relationship between bacteria in our body, especially the gut, and diseases like obesity, diabetes, and food allergies. So these bacteria actually produce small molecules that can affect how we process sugar, store fat, and even our immune system's work.
All right.
So they are actively influence our health. A big part of my work focuses on developing new types of probiotics, which are more advanced and targeted ones. In some cases, we even use parts of the bacteria or what they produce, not just the live bacteria. So this project is funded by KFAS and carried out at the Dasman Diabetes Institute. So overall, the goal is to better understand these bacteria and to use them to improve health, especially for conditions that are very common in Kuwait.
All right, perfect explanation there, Dr. Anwar Al-Kandari. Is this the yogurt that we are seeing in the co-ops that you're talking about, the probiotics?
Yes, some yogurts contain probiotics, but not all of them. And what I'm working on is something novel that's not in the market yet.
All right, interesting. So, Dr. Anwar, what inspired you really to go into this field of research?
So I have always been interested in microbiology, but what really inspired me was realizing how much these bacteria affected our life. Not just infection, but also chronic diseases like diabetes and food allergies. And being in Kuwait, where these conditions are quite common and increasing, made it feel very relevant and important. So it became more than just a research. It became something meaningful that could actually help people.
All right, that's beautiful to see actual new research approaching us here in our beautiful state of Kuwait. And talking about new researches, your approaches to the uses that beneficial bacteria can provide for the human. Can you explain it more in simple terms for our viewers today?
Yes, sure. So in simple terms, I'm trying to use the good bacteria to support the body. Instead of treating disease after it happens, our idea was to exploring how these bacteria, or even parts of them, can help to restore balance, reduce inflammation, and improve metabolism. So it is more about supporting the body naturally. And what's interesting is that we don't always need live bacteria. We can use what we call like parabiotics or postbiotics, which are more stable and easier to use, which later open the door for new, more practical therapy.
Yes, and we can see that there's a lot of growing interest in these alternative to medications like probiotics. Dr. Anwar, how do you see this area developing?
So in my point of view, it is a very exciting area. Healthcare now is moving more toward prevention and personalization approaches. Like, for example, probiotics and similar therapies can work alongside with medication, and maybe in future the need for reduce the need for some treatments. Also, this field is very collaborative. So for now, we are working with different groups locally and internationally, like in our group in Jordan and UK.
All right, that's pretty interesting that some countries that are also participating a part of your research and your research really, and the opportunity you share for your research here. Is there any conferences or events around the GCC specifically and that you have participated in, and we'd like to know your experience?
Yes, I presented my research at both national and international conferences, and also including GCC countries. For example, I presented last year. I presented in Oman and also in France and Thailand. It was always a great experience when you get feedback, new ideas, and build collaborations. And honestly, I'm very proud of it. I feel honored to represent Kuwait and Dasman at these events. I've been presented posters and oral talks, and I was fortunate to receive some awards, which were really, really encouraging. it shows that the work we are doing here is being recognized internationally.
It is being recognized definitely internationally, and also here on our program, Hala Kuwait. We are really proud of everybody really at Dasman Diabetes Institute, and a great congratulations to you for your award. So,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Anwar, you recently also took part in the Women in Sciences activities in February. Can you tell us a little bit about the experience and what it really meant to you?
So that was a really special experience. It gave me the chance to connect with people, especially young girls, and encourage them to consider science as a career. Sometimes just seeing someone in the role makes a difference. Also, it highlights the strong support we have in Kuwait from institutions like KFAS, DESMAN, and other institutions. And so it made me feel proud to be part of this growing scientific community.
It is definitely very interesting to see this research being implemented and also developed here in our beautiful state of Kuwait. So, Dr. Anwar Al-Kandari, do you have any last words for our viewers watching us today?
I really encourage people to consider science and also to start looking for a new career in science for the young generation. And just telling them the first step is the most important step, and then everything will come with time.
Yes, thank you for your lovely message, Dr. Anwar Al-Kandiri. Also spreading awareness for our new students, reaching out for new researchers really for science and developing every kind of field. So I'd love to thank you so much for joining us here on Hala Kuwait.